My name is Anna Urick Duggins, and I am an elder law attorney. And here with me is Denise Amidon, and she is an elder law paralegal. And we work together as a team with our clients. And the purpose of this video is to kind of walk through what an initial meeting would be like with clients who are needing long-term care. We know a lot of people are apprehensive about seeing attorneys, and sometimes maybe this is their first meeting with an attorney, and they're always wondering what's going to happen at that meeting and what do they need to bring to the meeting, how should they be prepared. And so we thought we would kind of go through all of that in a video to explain that to you and hopefully make you more comfortable for your first visit. People come to us in different situations. Sometimes they're crisis situations, and sometimes they are just trying to plan for the future so that they have information and they know what options are going to be available for them down the road if they need them. So regardless of the situation, we try to present you with all of your options. All right. So generally with long-term care planning, there's 3 different options that you have. You can have in-home care, you can have assisted living, you can have nursing home care, and I guess there's also a 4th, which is a little bit of a hybrid, which is the PACE program. And in Muskegon County, and where else does the PACE program go, Denise?
There are 3 in the state of Michigan, 1 in Grand Rapids and 1 in Detroit.
No, but ours here in Muskegon, how far does that?
It actually goes a little bit into Nuevo County, a little bit into Oceana, not Oceana, but all of Muskegon County, and a little bit into Ottawa County, northern Ottawa County.
So those are your 4 options for care, and we will look at your specific needs and determine which one of those 4 options is the best fit. Sometimes you already know, sometimes you don't, but if you don't know, we will help you with that, and we also can help arrange for an assessment, right, Denise?
Right. We'll arrange for a professional social worker to come into your home and assess the level of care that your loved one would need, and then we make the recommendation to the family on what they should be doing.
Who does the long-term care assessments?
We get some long-term care assessments from hospice. We get some from the PACE program from Senior Resources. They have quite a list of really talented professional social workers there at Senior Resources.
And sometimes aren't they from the assisted living facilities or the nursing homes?
The nursing homes will actually come right to the house, and so will some of the assisted living.
So if you don't know your level of care, that's the first place that we start, is determining what the level of care is, and that does require a medical professional to help us with that process. So once we know what the level of care is, then it makes the placement process a lot easier, and we can determine whether we can do in-home care or whether we need to have placement in a nursing home or assisted living, and or whether or not the PACE program will work out. And just a little bit about the PACE program, that's a day program where you can go for the day at Tanglewood Park, and you can go for up to 5 days, as little as 2 days, right? Mm-hmm. And it does take Medicaid. So once we know where the placement is, then we determine how best to pay for that and how to make your assets last as long as possible. And if you're in assisted living and you're a veteran, we will help you apply for VA benefits. And there's something called aid and attendance. I'm not going to get into detail about that right now, but if you need more information, we are happy to provide that to you. We also have a video that is on our website that explains that in a little bit more detail, and you're welcome to go and check that out. If you need Medicaid planning, we will certainly help you with that process. And one of the main reasons I have Denise in here is because she is the person that works, I think, more with the clients than I do a lot of times with the Medicaid planning. I do the big picture and oversight, but Denise works with the clients day to day on collecting all of the information that's necessary for the Medicaid application. And Denise, why don't you show them here, both for Medicaid and for the VA. We have checklists that,
right.
And you can tell them a little bit about how that process works.
Right. I'm more of the detail person for Anna, and I handle obtaining bank statements for you, and we get a release when you first come in signed, and that enables us to be able to better look at the whole picture by getting all the documents together quickly and easily. And we're pretty organized, and we also will give the family checklists that we've prepared ahead of time for them, so that they have some idea of what we need to put together, whether it's for VA planning or for Medicaid planning.
Yeah, unfortunately, these applications, either for VA or for Medicaid, they're not intuitive. So you read the forms and you think, oh, this looks very simple. I don't really even need an attorney to help me with this. Well, if you were just to complete the form and submit it, then you're going to have to go through a big process of, waiting and then getting a letter back saying, well, we need this, this, and this, and then you might have to wait another couple of months, and I need this, 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 and this. And we know everything that they need to go along with the application. And when Denise says that we have you sign a release, the release is what authorizes us to contact different financial institutions or different places on your behalf in order to collect any information that might be missing from the information that you are able to quickly obtain for us. That way, we're taking the burden off of you. We know that this is a very emotionally draining process, trying to place a loved one into a facility, and then to have a huge list of things to go and find is not the easiest thing. And so we do try to take that burden off of you so that you have more time to spend with your loved one and you're not worried about trying to collect all of this information. There's some of it that you will have to collect, but we do try to take as much of the burden off of you as possible. I also want to mention we have some resources that we try to share with you to try to support you through this process, because as I was just mentioning, we do recognize that it's a very emotionally draining process. So we have books. This is one that's called The 36-Hour Day, and it's for people who have dementia. And when we got into this, Denise and I realized there were a lot more people than we knew about that have dementia. Sometimes it's in connection with another disease like Parkinson's. Sometimes it's Alzheimer's, but there's lots of different kinds of dementia, and the caregivers that are helping care for that person, even when they're in a facility, it is a 24/7 job, and it's very emotional and it's very difficult. And so we try to support you in any way that we can, and we try to share with you resources. And with respect to the 36-Hour Day, that was the book that when we contacted different nursing homes and assisted living facilities, that was the book that unanimously everyone told us was a book that we should read about what caregivers go through and things that they can expect for people that they're caring for with dementia. So we have several copies of that book, and we give them out to our clients who are working with people that have dementia to give them a guideline for what they might expect. We also have a caregiver support group, and I'm going to let Denise talk a little bit more about that because that's kind of her baby.
We noticed that when the families were meeting with us initially, that this is such an emotional, stressful time for them that we wanted to be able to help them out a little bit with that. And so we were in contact with a professional social worker. So we decided to hire this social worker to meet with our clients specifically to see if the support group would work. And it's really taken off, and it really helps them to be able to know that they're not in this alone, that there's other people that they can talk to, and they can also, they talk to each other about their own stories at the nursing home or their assisted living.
Yeah. And I think that there's different, the nice thing about the support group is that there's the women that are part of it, and it's primarily women right now. We have had a couple of males that have gone to a couple meetings, but primarily it's women whose husbands have just been placed into a facility, or they haven't been placed yet and they're hoping to place them soon and trying to get up enough courage to do that. It's a very difficult thing to do. And then we actually have had some who have been in the support group for a while who have actually lost their husbands. And so it's a nice mix of women, and they all really do support each other in different ways. And it meets every 2 weeks, and I feel real proud that we're able to offer that to the clients. One of the big things that people are concerned about when they see a lawyer is our fees. And they're very concerned about, am I going to have to bring money to the initial meeting, and how is this going to work? And Denise and I like to sit down and meet with you and get a feel for what it is that you need. Every client is different, and so we can't just say it's X amount for this or X amount for that. Everybody has different needs, and will need different things. But we can tell you at the end of the meeting how much our services are going to cost so that you know going forward. And we do like to tell you up front what the costs are going to be so that you're not concerned about how much this is costing and are wondering, am I going to get a big bill that I'm unprepared for at the end of all this? And we like to take that anxiety away from you and just let you know up front how much things are going to be. So by the end of the first meeting, we have a plan that we have in place for you. We figure out placement, We figure out if we need to do a VA application and a Medicaid application, and if we do, then we've given you a list of all of the things that you need to collect in order to do that, and we tell you the next time that we're going to be getting together and then what the next step will be. And then I'm also, as we're going through this process, looking at your estate plan, because that is a very important part of the whole long-term care planning process, making sure that you have wills, trusts, powers of attorney if those things are necessary. Sometimes we need to do some deeds with, if you have real estate, there might need to be some ownership transfers there too as well. So those are the things that we try to accomplish in the first meeting, and it usually, sometimes people want to know how long that will take, and I tell people usually an hour to 2 hours of time. Sometimes we can get it done in an hour, but I'd say on average it's about an hour and a half.
Right.
And we meet right here at our offices. If it's possible, if it's not, if it's better for you, we can go to a nursing home or an assisted living facility or a house. If that works better for you, and if your loved one can't get out and they need to be part of the meeting or desire to be part of the meeting, we're happy to come to you. And sometimes that's more convenient because also all of the paperwork is at the house too. And we do have a portable copier, and we can take that with us if we need to. Hopefully that you found this video helpful. We just wanted to give you a little idea of what it is like to have a first meeting for long-term care planning. And we hope to have a series of videos where you can learn more about what we can do for Medicaid planning. And as I already mentioned, there's already one video posted for VA aid and attendance that we hope you will view if you have a veteran or know of a veteran who needs long-term care planning. Thank you.